was my favorite song from my favorite band, Silk Road. And I hope that brought a smile to your face. And today I have with me a very special guest, and that is Malay Mandal. Malay is a dear friend of mine, and he is the co-founder and CEO at EzyLegal, which is a legal consultation platform. Well, Malay, it's great to have you with me today.
Thomas.
I really have been looking forward to this chat.
Thank you.
So Malay, tell us a little bit about what EzyLegal is all about and what really motivated you to set up this platform.
So EzyLegal, we started with the aim of simplifying legal. We want to make legal services convenient, accessible and affordable to all. This space, I had some difficulty finding a lawyer a few years back, and talking to a few of my friends, they also went through the same problem. So that's where I found there is an opportunity. What if we digitize this entire space, make legal lawyers accessible, available, and make it so convenient? Why not? When Amazon and Big Basket and Uber has been able to do it, so why not in the legal space? And we've seen a lot of developments that have happened in the medical space. So why not?
No, I think that's fantastic. So Malay, there is a big dilemma that a lot of founders of startups have. And that's really defining your ideal customer profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally what happens to a lot of founders is that they get distracted in the quest for revenue. Mm-hmm. And they're chasing revenue from wherever they can get it, chasing all kinds of low-hanging fruit. And sometimes this can lead to complication later on as they start building the business, because they might really find that that their energies are getting displaced a little too much. Mm-hmm. So how did you go about defining your ideal customer profile? And I think that would be of a great interest to a lot of our viewers who are startup founders.
Sure. So as I told you, we want to make legal convenient, accessible and affordable to all. So we tried and understood that who are these customers who need legal in this most efficient manner. So it's primarily individuals,
right.
An adult, average Indian adult, which is 500 million of the population,
wow.
And then the small businesses and startups. Both have limited budget.
Yeah.
Both have a challenge with accessing a lawyer,
right.
And that's what we are now. At this point in time, we started with these two segments. Maybe with time we may want to focus on one, or we may continue focusing on both. But that's what we are doing.
Yeah. Now talking about consumers now. Generally what I have seen is that if I'm a consumer and I'm looking for a legal service, I would tend to talk to a friend and try and get a reference. So it's mostly through personal references that I would try and find a lawyer or get any other services linked to that. So I think it's really important when you're building an ecosystem of lawyers and legal services consultants. How do you really build that trust? How would you really curate this whole thing so that there can be a consistent, great experience for an average consumer?
Very, very good. This is the right question, and this and that's the problem that we're trying to solve. But try and look back at the average Indian. Does everybody or everybody's friends and family does have or has met a lawyer before? The answer is no.
Perhaps not. Yeah.
Right. So then where do you go?
Correct.
I mean, it was when I look back at my situation, I knocked at every of my friend and family door, and they said that we are middle class Indians. We never go to a lawyer. We don't know.
Correct.
So that's the problem. So not everybody is privileged enough to have access to a lawyer, and one can recommend. So that's one. And second, even if you recommend me a lawyer, and if I go to a lawyer, I'll never know whether he's the right lawyer for my problem.
Right.
So that's where we need somebody who can take ownership, responsibility to find the right lawyer. And it's not just about the lawyer. At the end of the day, I have a problem. I want the problem to be solved. It's not the lawyer that is important, but the solution that's important. Yeah. So we're focusing on solutions rather than giving the customer a list of lawyers and asking him to select.
That's right. So talking about solutions, it brings me to another important topic, which is really about you've got something great happening right now. Perhaps there is competition out there, and even if there is not much of competition in the specific area that you operate in, as you get successful, we all know it's going to invite a lot of other startups to come. So the space will get extremely competitive over a period of time. So how are you really building that moat? How are you building that differentiated advantage to stay constantly ahead of the game?
So we are working on and we are focusing on customer experience.
Right.
Because productizing legal services is anybody's game.
Yeah.
We all know that what all, a customer will need legal consultation, legal documents. But how can I offer the best customer experience is going to make the difference. So, and that's what we are working on, and we're leveraging technology. Even with just a quarter of being in business, our repeat usage is close to 30%.
Right.
So and we want to continue build on that, and we want to work on experience. So if a customer comes to EzyLegal,
right,
he should have no other place to go for a legal service.
Correct. So finally, Malay, what's your big picture? What's that big vision over there? I know you've started, you're just a couple of quarters into the business, and you have a set of services. But what is that grand vision that you have, and how are you really going to be driving deep tech to really enable these things and make a significant difference?
So, if you look around, you see Amazon, Uber, Oyo, they are, every Indian knows about them. And if you have to shop, you go to Amazon. If you have to book a room, you go to Oyo. If you have to book a taxi, you go to Uber.
Right.
That's what we want to be in.
Right.
Every legal problem, EzyLegal should be the answer. And that's what we are working towards. We want to make it so simple and a household name for a legal service. And we want to use technology to drive this, because people cannot drive a business to be of that scale. Because if we have to handle customers at scale, technology is going to play a role. So we are working on we are building AI models to automate contract drafting.
Sure.
So a lawyer would take a day or two to draft a contract, but our technology is going to draft the contract in just 5 minutes. You have a legal contract. And we want to build a legal bot that can answer most of your legal queries that you have. And it's only when you have some very specific personalized questions that we move you to a lawyer. So that's what our vision is, and that's where we are working towards.
Yeah, fantastic. Malay, I think it's really refreshing to meet founders who are trying to disrupt traditional ways of working and to really shift consumer behavior onto something which is different, something which really makes a big shift in terms of how consumers will be using services in the future. So thanks so much, Malay. It was great having this chat with you.
And it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you for inviting me for this.
And finally, let me close with Duba Duba, the final verse of this.